Welcome into the Backyard Sports Center for one of the most tantalizing matchups we've had all season in the rBBL. The major Monopolies, the #1 seed, versus the mighty Tornadoes in a big Metro League Divisional Series matchup. For the next possibly 3 games, these friends will have to put aside their friendship and become enemies as 2 dirt yard teams battle it out. And Matt 95, I promise this will be better than mowing the lawn. I can almost guarantee that, and we'll get into why I can guarantee that in just a few seconds. Both these coaches are ready for a live simul stream. Let me see. Now I'm over here. Let me get this up. Oh no, I lost Will. Where's William? Oh. All right, let me tell these coaches that we're ready to go. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. William's not sharing his screen. William. Oh, William. There it is. Okay. He didn't want to be showing me his screen. There we go. All right. I think we're ready to go now. I think we're good. All right. Well, before we had that little interruption in the broadcast, this is what you get for working with 2 teenagers. As I mentioned, this is a big matchup here in the Metro League. 13-1 major Monopolies, the overall #1 seed, and Disky, who finished 10-4, very respectable 10-4. Both of these teams are dirt yard teams, and these are 2 of the top scoring teams in the entire league. The major Monopolies were the first overall scoring team, and the Tornadoes were the second. So we are guaranteed some fireworks here in this matchup, and we all hope, I know the coaches don't hope, but we all hope that we get a full 3-game series out of this very, very interesting matchup. And Papyrus is here. Hey, Pep. Welcome. My brother is here, Devil Dave. Let's go Hurricanes. That's the wrong natural disaster. As Paco Kaufman is leading off for both the AI Monopolies, or excuse me, for the AI Tornadoes and the user Tornadoes, as user Paco Kaufman just struck out. And that is not something that Paco Kaufman does very often for Disky. It stinks that he struck out because it didn't really give me time to talk about how great he had been, as Michelle Dweck hits a little swinging bunt, and she is going to be able to beat the throw from Henry Rowan-Gartner. And so there's Michelle Dweck. That is the 1-2 combo of getting on base for Disky. Paco and Michelle both hitting over 700. Michelle was actually second in the league, or third in the league in average, and second in the league in runs and stolen bases. Paco Kaufman, like I was mentioning, very rare strikeout from him, batting .736. That's almost top 10 in the league. gets on base very consistently for this person right here, Tanya Lesko. She's no longer 3 batters away. She is up right now and fouls that pitch away. So we'll get a full count now. Looks like the runner's going to be off. Tanya Lesko, an MVP candidate, did not win the MVP in the Metro League. That was Chico Papas. But Tanya Lesko did her best to make a very strong case for that MVP. As here's a juicy 3-2 pitch, and again it's fouled off. Ooh, that contact stat from Tanya Lesko, the Jose Canseco clone, is coming in at the wrong time, showing up at the wrong time, as there is ball 4. Tanya Lesko has to accept her walk. 17 home runs, 54 RBIs. League leader in RBIs, does not get a chance to drive in 2 more. At that at bat, fouled off some good pitches. And we are not even half of an inning into the game, and Meltrick is saying it's looking bleak. I don't know if you can say that, as Jimmy Rollins is now out. So both teams' leadoff batters, who are 2 of the best leadoff batters in the entire league, both get out for their users. Very, very interesting, as there is an out at first base from Billie Jean Blackwood. So now it's 2 on, 2 out, and Jeff Conine up at the plate for the mighty Tornadoes. One of the 2 Agons is up for user Monopolies. Willf has both Alex Gonzalez and his clone, as Alex Gonzalez strikes out. Okay, so maybe a little bit of jitters for both, as there's a drop by the defense, and the Tornadoes strike first, aided by some drops by Gwen Sears there, or a drop by Gwen Sears. They take an early 1-0 lead, as the Monopolies, I was just about to say, both teams, there's another swing and a miss on a ball well outside the zone. Maybe both coaches a little nervous, understandable, given the pressure of the playoffs and how big of a series this is. As Jessica Wasser-Sauce grounds it right by Paco Kaufman at second base. And so there is the first hit for the major Monopolies. They do a lot of that, as Jimmy Rollins now drops the ball, and Tanya Lesko is going to come in to score. And the AI is going to attempt to throw home, and I think it's going to get by the catcher. It is, and that allows the runners to move up to second and third. Oh my gosh. Hi, Pep. Welcome back. Hopefully you do have less lag. Oh my goodness. The Tornadoes looked like they were going to have a very quiet first inning, but a drop by Gwen Sears and a drop by Jimmy Rollins, and now we see an early undergrounder from Donald Vogel. That's going to score probably 2 here, as Barbara Jones is, yes, ground rule double. And so all of a sudden, it's 4-0 Tornadoes. They've really turned it around, all 4 runs with 2 outs. And I agree. I love a good first inning power up. I do not mind it at all. But using that power up with Donald Vogel does bring up Holly Franklin, who statistically has been the worst hitter for the Tornadoes. She's the only batter batting under 500, and there's me speaking it into existence. She grounds out to finally end the inning, and oh my goodness, a 3-run home run for Fred Benson. What a response. Both teams with 2 outs. And I promised fireworks, and they are already delivering 1 inning into this game. It is 4-3. Fred Benson, who is having an okay year, kind of a down year for Fred Benson. Only 10 home runs the entire season, which is certainly a respectable number, but for your big power bat on this team, a little bit of a down year in terms of power, but showing up at the right time there, as we're into the top of the second inning for the user Monopolies, and we're almost into the top of the second for the user Tornadoes, as that is a fair ball somehow and a ground rule double for AI Jessica Wasser-Sauce. And yeah, Pep, fielding at dirt yards is a really fun experience watching, but playing, I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. And so very, very entertaining start here to this one, as it looks like the user Monopolies are almost back up. They're 1 out away, as Venetia Goodman, and I'm not mispronouncing her name, Sunny Day pronounces that Venetia, even though it looks like Vanessa. I swear that is the pronunciation, as AI Fred Benson hits a bouncing ball right to the first baseman, Jeff Conine, and out of trouble are the user Tornadoes, and so they are back up to bat as Venetia Goodman was in a 3-0 count. I missed how she was in a 3-0 count. My goodness, as there's a pop fly. This should end the inning, except Aegon is messing around and he's going to let it drop in his counterpart, Gwen Sears, but they may be able to get the runner now, and they will. So no harm done by the dropped pop fly. The AI decided to try to extend it to the second inning. So both teams are now up to bat in the second inning. Samuel Middleton gets a hold of this one, and it is just going to miss the fence there. So it's going to be off the wall in a really long single for Samuel Middleton. And that brings back up Paco Kaufman, the leadoff batter, who struck out. A rare strikeout from Paco Kaufman, and then a swing and a miss. And Samuel Middleton is now caught in a rundown, or a pickle, excuse me, and able to get back to first, as I missed who that was batting for the Monopolies, but they are out at first, and that brings up Henry Rowan-Gardner. I believe that was Venetia Goodman who just got out. As Samuel Middleton is retired at second base, that brings up Michelle Dweck. So Paco Kaufman takes over at first, speed at first with your, I would say, better contact hitter. She did have a better batting average, was third best in the league, was Michelle Dweck. As unboosted, nerfed Billie Jean Blackwood with 2 outs and bases empty is up for the Monopolies. So it looks like they're going to have a very quiet second inning, and maybe both teams, although it seems like 2 outs is what is needed to start scoring some runs, as an infield single for unboosted Billie Jean Blackwood, as Tanya Lesko is back up, and she is going to swing and pop this one up. Will the Monopolies be able to make the play? No! AI Marky DuBois. And oh my goodness, it's a foul ball because it was never touched. Maybe a break, maybe not. It would have turned into a backyard baseball double, and there's a juicy pitch. But it's a line drive, and will the AI be able to stop and make the out? And Billie Jean Blackwood is going to drop it. Oh my goodness, the AI defense of the Monopolies are just selling, and Jimmy Rollins is going to get an infield hit. So it really does take 2 outs for these teams to get something going here, as it's now first and third for the user Tornadoes. The first of the Aegons are up, the real Aegon. Will the real Aegon please stand up at the plate? He is there. Jays versus Dodgers, yeah. As Alice Gonzalez is going to get on safely, and Billie Jean Blackwood's going to get on safely. So now it's bases loaded. Barbara Jones is, oh my goodness, the AI just retires the runner at second, but the Tornadoes get 2 more, as Jessica Wassersauce hits a line drive, and it's a caught diving ball by the AI defense. So through 2 innings, assuming the Monopolies don't score here, it'll be 6-3 Tornadoes. Yeah, pretending to be shocked by a Billie Jean Blackwood drop at first base. Although she's a pretty reliable first baseman, that is a little bit of a shock. Although I'm not sure how good AI Billie Jean Blackwood is, but she's a pretty solid first baseman in online. As Arlene Perez is going to sky this one right back to the catcher. Donald Vogel makes the catch, and the Tornadoes are 1 out away from coming back up in the 3rd inning. As are the Monopolies. Samuel Middleton grounds this ball, and Billie Jean Blackwood runs right by it. They still might be able to get Samuel out, and they don't. I don't know what the heck was going on there. Billie Jean Blackwood and Marky DuBois miscommunication, as Donald Vogel is retired in the top of the 3rd. So that brings up the number 9 hitter, Holly Franklin. Grounded out her first at bat. As a juice box is used here by user Marky DuBois, and able to strike out Paco Kaufman. So both teams are now back up to the plate. Legit shock. Yeah, okay. That's what, I was going to say. To answer your question, Devil Dave, Disky is doing Control F, and it'll speed up the game, and then you just press Control F again to stop it. So you can kind of like speed up the when they're throwing the ball back and forth and whatnot. Samuel Middleton in a 3-1 count, and is going to accept his walk. So now there's 2 on, 1 out for the Tornadoes, with Paco Kaufman and then Michelle Dweck due up. Fred Benson is on for the Monopolies with a single. As the hit and run is on, Paco Kaufman gets it away, and my goodness, I can't believe they got the out there at third base. a rocket from AI Billie Jean Blackwood into the back of Aegon, but AI Aegon, yeah, it's okay. It's you can tell we've got two Zoomers playing when they're control F'ing through the game. As Michelle Dweck is on now, as the Monopolies have only scored 3 runs halfway through this game. Very surprising considering at home, or at Dirt Yards, because they did have one away game at Dirt Yards, 8 games at Dirt Yards, they averaged 13 runs a game, and they didn't have a single game with less than single digits as the Tornadoes are retired, and they finally put up a 0, and so they're into the bottom of the third now. So both teams almost halfway through. Oh, was there a double play, Freak Show? I missed it. I will say, very difficult looking back and forth with how quickly these guys are moving with control F'ing. Very, very difficult to move back and forth. Markey grounded into a double play. Ooh, wow. Boosted Markey. As it looks like the final out is recorded in the top of the 4th. And so Monopolies are back up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Tornadoes are paused in the bottom of the 3rd with AI Monopolies up. Not sure what the delay is. I haven't got a message from the coach. So maybe just an IRL break. Or maybe watching, just taking a second to watch the Monopolies. And there are the Tornadoes. They're back. So Monopolies with some work to do here. Down 3 as there is an out by AI Billie Jean Blackwood. A 2-1 pitch to user Arlene. It's a good ground ball. Can it get by the pitcher? Yes. And can they beat out the throw from Paco Kaufman? Absolutely they can. Many people do beat out the throw from Paco Kaufman. As Arlene Perez, the hit and run was on. The throw goes into center field, but not deep enough for Arlene to make it to second base. As Henry Rowengartner hits a little ground ball back to the pitcher, and they're going to go to first for the out. That allows Arlene Perez to get to second base. So here comes unboosted Billie Jean Blackwood. 1 out and a runner on second. She was able to get a infield hit her last at bat. It doesn't look like she's going to be able to do that this time. AI Donald Vogel picks it up, throws it to Jeff Conine, and 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Monopolies still have their 2 power-ups, but definitely not the same Monopolies team we're used to seeing, as there's a ground ball from Jimmy Rollins, and it's going to get by Barbara Jones at shortstop, and so 2 on, 2 outs for Alice Gonzalez. Will we see a power-up here? And we will not, electing to go with a ground ball, and it is away. Is it going to get by Jeff Conine? And it is, and everyone is going to be safe. Oh my goodness. Well, here's their chance. And again, no power up here, trusting Jessica Wassersauce. And is that a mistake? No, it's going to get into center field, and it's going to get by the center fielder. 1 run is in. Here comes Jimmy Rollins. He's going to score. The league leader in runs has cut it to 1. Alice Gonzalez stays at third, and I believe it's Fred Benson. And yeah, what a bounce in center field. As the user Tornadoes are now up in the 4th, so both teams batting here in the 4th. No, it's Gwen Sears then. And still not using a power-up, as there goes Jessica Wassersauce. The throw from Donald Vogel is spiked into the ground. That was a gutsy call, trusting Jessica Wassersauce, holding on to your power-ups there with 2 outs. So more 2-out rally. All 5 runs for the Monopolies have been scored with 2 outs, as there's a ground ball from Gwen Sears, and she's going to get aboard. And so it's bases loaded for Fred Benson. Big moment here. Monopolies are storming back. And that's very true, Matt. Gotta trust your big guns. As there's the deep drive to left field, and I think Fred Benson has done it. Yes, he has! Forget about it. Off the light pole, bouncing back into the field to play a grand slam. Oh my goodness. All with 2 outs. And the Monopolies take the lead in the 4th inning. Sosa-esque. I'm gonna allow that message, Pickle Boom, even though it's got some naughty language in it. I clicked allow. I'm gonna allow that. And just like that, the Monopolies are ahead by 3. A 155-foot pole shot grand slam from Fred Benson. As there's Willf the God One in the chat now, playing the game and then hopping into Twitch chat. What an incredible moment there. Still a lot of baseball left to be played, though, as Marky DuBois lines out, and that ends the scoring in the 4th inning. But 6 runs, all with 2 outs, and they still have 2 power-ups, so it looks like they are well on their way to scoring double digits again, as it looks like the Tornadoes are going to be able to get Marky DuBois out. And they're 1 out away, and this might do it. Yes, it will. So both teams now into the top of the 5th. User Tornadoes now with work to do. They were just up 3. Now they're down 3. As Monopolies are now 1 out away from coming back up to bat. What a clutch moment for Fred Benson. 10 home runs in 14 games, and now 2 home runs in 1 playoff game. Willf the God was trying to trade Fred Benson at the trade deadline. Yeah, so much Control F. It's really hard as Holly Franklin is out and Donald Vogel has to retreat back to first base. It's really hard to keep track of what's going on in both games with how quickly these coaches are moving, but you can tell it's 2 14-year-olds playing in this playoff series as Samuel Middleton strikes out. So that brings up Paco Kaufman and maybe an inadvertent swing trying to stop the Control F. Yep, gonna pause and let's take a breather there with Paco Kaufman as Arlene Perez is able to steal a base, and the stolen base leaders, the Monopolies. I think it's only their first or second stolen base of the game, as the throw is going to go to second. That's going to allow Henry Rowengartner to get on. I blame Control F for half my losses. Exactly. I mean, that's the only reason that Pickle Boom could ever lose games, as Billie Jean Blackwood is going to ground into an out at third. They get the lead runner at third, but safe at second is Henry Rowengartner. Oops. Oh no, my fault. Unless it's not my fault. Did I lose? Did I lose Disky? I did. I lost. Ooh, okay, taking a quick pause here. We lost Disky's stream. Not entirely sure what is going on with that. Although I don't mind a pause. Time to catch my breath. Time to catch our breath collectively. My goodness. What a thrilling game we have so far. So while we await Disky to return with their stream, just to recap, if you missed the start of this game, rage quit? No. I've never seen Disky rage quit. Even in online play, I've never seen them rage quit. So that would be very surprising. It might just be technical difficulties. Check your DMs, Crazy Eights. I hope it wasn't a crash and then trying to have to figure out. Rarely ever get crashes in offline play. I have to deal with that a lot when we do online streams, but not in the online. As I think they're unmuted talking to each other. Let me send Discus a message figuring this out. But what a game we've had so far here. It is oh, Pickle, making me laugh. What a game we've had so far here between these two high-scoring offenses. It's currently 9-6. Monopolies lead by 3. They just scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th, all with 2 outs, including a Fred Benson grand slam to put them ahead. Tornadoes, up to that point, had been holding a lead. Both teams are in the 5th inning now, so into the late stages of this game. Home field advantage, not super important since both teams have dirt yards. Think it might have been connection issues. Oh no. That's not good. And yes, this is Alabama internet. Ugh, the worst. Um, this is just game one. I don't know if we're having game two or not. Both coaches said that was time dependent, and this is kind of cutting into that time. So we may we may only get game one depending on when we're able to get our good friend Disky back. Ah, there's Will providing a live update in the chat. Thank you. Hold here. Disky has some issues. Yes. Do you guys like my background? My new background for the simul stream. Switch it up, change it up a little bit. Wanted to add some branding color there, the red and the blue. How very Montreal. That wasn't intentional. Those are just the colors of the. Yes, I know. This is the exhilarating content that you come to the Backyard Sports Center to watch. Super fun stuff. I'm tempted to just throw up pull a cello and just start doing some Wordle and word games here while we're while we're waiting. I'm just not sure how long it's gonna take. Maybe add a drop shadow to the colored boxes. What do you mean by drop shadow? You're getting too high level for me now. That's I mean, what am I, a graphic designer? Add an Henri? Absolutely not. Julie Dunkel all day. Jimmy Rollins trivia. He led the NL in what stat 4 times? Well, if this was rBBL, I'd say stolen bases because he's the current stolen base leader in the 2002 league this season, but I did make this in Canva, yes. My guess would be singles. I'm going to say Jimmy Rollins led the league or led the NL in singles 4 times. Oh, you got me. Thank you. I can just add you to the design, I guess, and then you can just show me what you're doing. Shortest triples. Oh, I was gonna say triples after singles because of how fast he was. I was thinking singles, stolen bases, or triples. 20 triples in 2007. Wow. 1 year before the Phillies won the World Series. I see why he is so fast in the game. I did just get an update from Disky. Unfortunately, the game did DC in the bottom of the fifth. Only once in stolen bases. Interesting. 46 in 2001. That makes sense. That's a great question, Pickle Boom. I think this is the first time I've actually watched a crash in the offline league because it doesn't really happen that often. It really only happens if someone is streaming. I feel like. Um, I mean, our good friend and commissioner Crazy Yates is in the chat. So if Crazy Yates is listening, maybe they could answer that question for us. What kind of host am I? Hey, listen, I'm just the talent. All right, I'm not the behind the scenes or the I'm not the commissioner of this league. I'm just the entertainer here. Think of me. Actually, no. I was gonna say think of me like the Pat McAfee because I don't do anything except like talk, but I don't want to be associated with that. So don't actually say that. Yes, I'm the voice. Exactly. I'm nothing. I'm literally nothing else. That's all I am. It's just the voice. Oh, Disky has their stream back up, so let me get that. I swear that's not my internet. That's just that's the. Am I a sentient AI? Absolutely not. I am a real person. Oh, okay. And still having some connection issues here. And if we have to move to a single stream perspective to finish out the game, we can certainly do that. I certainly don't, especially in a playoff game, I certainly don't want to throw off Disky too much. All right, it seems like if Disky can't stream, that does not mean that Willf wins. That is not how that works. Actually. All right, let's fix this. So it looks like we're going to be down to just a single stream, which is unfortunate, very unfortunate. But it does happen. Crashes are quite frequent in the backyard baseball or backyard sports online community. All right, I think that's the best I'm going to get it to look. Oh, and now Disky is saying that maybe to try again. Let's see. Oh, I do have a stream. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's going to work. Yes. Let me message Disky. Yes. After I just did all that work to change the aspect ratios. Ah. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, this is why I just do the commentating, as you can tell. All right. Problem is, I don't see Disky's game. Disky, where is your game? Oh, there it is. Nice. All right, so Disky is back. And that's a lot of runs. Let me double check with Disky if that... Did they just score this many runs? Okay. I'm double checking. I'm confirming with Disky, but I think they just put up a +5. They are in the BBL. It's my secret hideout. No, they are in the Backyard Sports Online server because that's where the Backyard Sports Center like locked voice chat is. And I thought that would be safer than just doing it in like the open public BBL or rBBL channels. That was my thinking. All right, I think we're back. He did restart. Well, not restart, but he said he was playing out. This should be the top of the fifth. And so well now this is the bottom of the fifth. 5 more runs off camera. That is that is true. Suspicious. But that would put them at a +11, and the Monopolies are now at a +10 in the bottom of the fifth. So Monopolies are down by 1. So after that long, we'll call it a rain delay, right? It's just like a real rain delay in real baseball. So after that brief rain delay, it is +11 to +10. Tornadoes up by 1. He is running into outs. Now, okay. I'm also very lost. I'm getting conflicting information here from Disky. I know for a fact the Monopolies is correct though. They are sitting at a +10 going into their final inning. I'm just not sure. He's trying to recapture game from where he left off. Okay. I'm not sure why they scored 5 runs. Hey, it's not me. It's not me telling Disky what to do. Okay, now Disky is saying it's +11. I don't think anyone knows anything except Disky. Although we all just saw together that frantic scrambling from the commissioner's office. Yeah. This has turned into quite the controversy. Oh my goodness. Quite. You know what? I just say we have to replay game 1, you know? I am down to 1 stream. You're absolutely right. I don't know where Disky is no longer streaming. My goodness, the rails have really come off this one, haven't they? They've really come off this one. All right, well, let's at least try to fix, since we're into the bottom of the 6th with the Monopolies, and they haven't had anything go wrong in their game. So we know they're into the actual bottom of the 6th. All right, well, let's at least watch out the Monopolies, because that is for sure correct. Okay, Monopolies for sure have a +10 currently. Possibly the Tornadoes have a +11, but not sure what's going on. As there's an undergrounder, and that's going to be a ground rule double from Marky DuBois. And then they're going to immediately use a screaming line drive. This could tie the game or go ahead. All the focus is now on Willf as we sort out this controversial game 1, as it's going to go all the way to right field, and Michelle Dweck is going to have to run over and grab it. And Marky DuBois is going to come in to score, so 2 runs do come in. It is a triple for Arlene Perez. So, assuming all the information that I have is correct, as there's a drop from Barbara Jones, or maybe not a drop, maybe it was a diving stop. 2 power-ups and 2 at-bats without 1. Yeah. Yeah. But hey, it worked as the ball goes into center field. That's going to allow Arlene Perez to score and Henry Rowengartner to get all the way to third. So now the Monopolies have a plus 13. Still only one out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Unboosted, nerfed Billie Jean Blackwood is up at the plate. Trying to earn a walk, and she will. My goodness. So that brings back up the top of the lineup. That is true. You definitely want to save one for Billie Jean Blackwood in that situation. That would be ideal, as there goes the ball, and oh my goodness, well, Billie Jean Blackwood just tripped into an out. So now there's 2 outs, runner at third for the stolen base leader and singles leader, Jimmy Rollins, and he hits it right back to the pitcher. So the Monopolies are going to end with a plus 13. Yeah, where's the soundboard? Why are you running? Why are you running in that situation? Maybe a little bit of a mental mistake. So Monopolies finish with a plus 13. It's anybody's guess what's going on with the Tornadoes. I've got as much information about that as you do. And I don't think Disky rage quit. I think Disky said that their game DC'd. Which I would believe, because they do have really bad internet down there in Alabama. So, wow, this game 1 had a little bit of everything. It did have runs. It did have some big moments. It has some controversy. 13-11 is still a Willf win, but I believe Disky still had one more. Ooh, yeah, roll the tape. We're going to have to watch back the VOD and see. I missed that. I completely missed that if Disky typed, "Why did I rage quit?" How do I blame this on? It's very easy. You just blame Charguider. It's just that simple. It's really, really easy to blame Charguider in this situation. So, my goodness, what a very, very interesting game 1. It seems we have a rage quit, and which would turn into a forfeit, and it would be a Monopolies win in game number 1. If there was no rage quit, it would have been a 13-11 final score, and would have taken the bottom of the 6th for the Monopolies to have won. Although maybe since the Monopolies knew they already won, they were doing some things that they normally wouldn't in that situation. So 13 to F. And game 2 question mark is indeed a question mark. I have yet to hear from either of the coaches. I am going to try to get that information for you. Let me go ahead and message these coaches. All right, I am attempting to communicate with a couple of 14-year-olds about if we're going to get a game 2 or not. Time to go. Yeah, now you can go mow the lawn, I guess, Matt. So after a very, very interesting game 1, the Monopolies lead 1-0 in this series. They are now 1 win away from a league championship series appearance against either my own Florida for Alligator or Siren's Stingy Bombers, which would be a very interesting matchup on a neutral field at Big City Stadium. But we can't count our chickens before they hatch, because we're going to have another dirt game in game 2. Again, home field advantage is not really a thing in this series, since both of these teams are dirt are at dirt. So we're just going to get possibly 3 dirt games. And I've yet to get a reply here. They should assume the RBO server we can communicate with them. Okay, let me. Once I get a reply, I can move everything over. Although I'm not sure we're getting a game 2 today, but yeah, there's the for the classic freak show noted. Absolutely noted. But then people won't come here. Wow, I can't believe a soundboard is more entertaining than live commentary. That's somebody ban that guy. Somebody get him out of here. Mod for the channel, by the way. And no ads. That is true. Yeah, I try to skip like all the ads. But you only can skip them like 3 times and then they force it on you. So that is true. That is a good point. But I have more fun commentating on the Twitch than commentating in the Discord channel. Okay, I asked about a game 2 and I got 3 straight I don't know, I don't know, I don't knows. And then Willf said I don't know either. All right, can I do. There we go. Perfect. While we wait, I'm going to pull out my little just call me Cello. The way I'm playing Wordle now. Can y'all see that? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, freaking Wordle? I do. Yeah. Listen, what else am I supposed to do while I wait for these teenagers to decide if they want to play game 2 or not, you know? Oh, wow, what a horrible first word. Oh, my goodness. Somebody give me a second word because that was absolutely terrible. Do Chico? I'm not going to do double C. What kind of word is that? Why would I do double C first? I don't think we're getting a decision from them tonight. I hope so. Gourd. Ooh, I like gourd. Sorry, Willf. I like gourd. That uses some good letters. Leave it to the English teacher. Moody. Why would I do double O and Y? What are these suggested? Have you guys? Oh my gosh! What a horrible. Never mind. That was a horrible word. Well, maybe it's actually pretty good because now there's really not. There's a lot less options with all these letters gone. Wow, what an interesting Wordle this is today. I see why Cello does this. This is thrilling. This is incredible. Picky. Ooh, now that's a good word, pickle. Now that's a good word. It could also be pinch. Okay, there is an I and a Y, and there's oh my gosh, is this like hippie? I mean, like, what else could it be? Like I don't think there's any other possibility here. Bibby? No. Biffy? I don't think that's a word. Nippy? Is that a word? That you're English. That doesn't count. Americans don't say the word nippy. Oh, wimpy. It could be wimpy. I think I would rather try wimpy and not do a double letter. That's going to be my. That's. It is wimpy. All right. Props to you. And yeah, honestly, it was a fantastic start because that did really narrow it down. It's just crazy to have those two words and get no yellows or greens. But I guess that actually is pretty good. Stupid ass. My language, not yours. Whoa, 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 whoa. You may have started it, but we perfected it. All right. Am I getting an update from any of these coaches? All right. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to go to the Ocho. And then I'm going to send them a message. And then Crazy Eights can use his soundboard. Sitcom character's last name. Oh, you do know the first one, Devil Dave? You already did it. You started it. Tree green poison bull, lemon tree great white and green for nature. Moltrick, what? Lemon tree great white and green for nature? I don't know. Beans, Bing, Scott, and lemon. That's a pretty good. I'm gonna save that one because I feel pretty good about that. Who is they? Who's no sharks? I thought that too. Okay, but to be fair, Devil Dave, our grandma already gave that one away in the connections group chat. She told us she thought it was sharks and then it was not. So that's already been given. Spoiler alert for those in the chat. Spoiler alert. Sorry. All right. Okay. Disky and Willf have both joined in the new Discord channel in the actual rBBL server. So let's see if we get a game two. Poison Dart, Bull, Goodbye, and Great White for threatening. Moltrick, have you never played Connections before? What are these guesses? All right, actually, let me see. What did Crazy Eights say? Beans, Bing, Scott, and Lemon. Beans, Bing, Scott, and Lemon. Let's see. That's a pretty good guess. Okay, wow. Threatening goodbye. I mean, I guess, but I just don't know if. Okay, Lemon's already taken. Yeah. Wow, that's a great shout from Crazy Eights. My goodness. Fine print, goodbye. Begin with content phrases. Oh, like good, great, fine, and okay. Oh, okay. Pickle already beat you to it, Crazy, but that's the purple? Wow. I don't know if I would think that was purple, to be honest. Okay. Bull, green, tree, nurse, foster, poison dart, harbor, and maintain. Ooh, man. Very interesting. Did Crazy already play today? And like, oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, there's tree frog, bullfrog, poison dart frog, and green frog. Is it green frog? No, you didn't play this one yet. Okay, you're just that smart. I get it. That's fine. Are those frogs? Yeah, kinds of frogs. Okay, but before I press submit, what is this? What's the category? He's just professional. That's true. Foster, nurse, harbor, and maintain. Oh, like I foster something, I nurse something, I maintain it. Yeah, take care of. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on to as a feeling. Oh, whoops. Hold on to as a feeling? I don't know about that. I guess. All right. I've got a screen share from Willf the God 1. I am just waiting on a screen share from Disky. And then I think we might be okay. I think we might get a game too. I think that is a strong possibility. Thank you so much for stopping by, Flying J. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. You know what they say about teamwork? That is true. That is true. Oh, speaking of teamwork, is it maptag.gg? Yeah, yeah, yeah. My family and I have a group chat for this now. We can't see to reach this page. What? Okay, let me just search maptag. Maptag.gg. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, my family and I, we have a group chat for this now. This is like our new like Wordle and connections. Try rotating the globe. I already know how to rotate the globe. I already know how to do this. Why are you making me do a tutorial? Okay. All right. You're not in that one. Oh. Yikes. I'll add you. Oh, that yes, it was the trip. Yeah, we made a group chat for the Philadelphia trip that you weren't in because you were in Vermont. All right, still waiting for Disky to maybe share their screen. Yeah, but this is a super fun game. Oops, nope, that's the wrong way. How do I zoom? Oh, I can zoom in with my mouse scroll wheel. Perfect. Okay, so I know where France is, obviously, but like specifically Paris, I don't know. Where'd Pickle go? Is Pickle still here? Pickle, my resident Brit. Is this Paris right here? This kind of looks like a big city. Northwestish? Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like it's right here. Bang, 100. Easy. It gets harder. You get 5 locations and then it gets harder. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Okay. All right. To find Indiana, I always say, here's Chicago, right? That's easy. There's Milwaukee. Here's Chicago, right? So I know this is Indiana right here. This is, I guess, Indianapolis, but I don't really know where. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why Twitch just tried to censor that chat, Pickle Boom, but I allowed it. I allowed it. Let me double check. Nope. Okay, still waiting on Disky. This is Indianapolis. I don't know where Fort Wayne is. Fort Wayne Northeast. Northeast. So maybe it's like this collection right here. Your guess is as good as mine, Freak Show. I'm like 90% sure this is Indianapolis. And then this is Ohio right here. Like that's Cleveland. That's Detroit. I'll say right here. Bang! 100. Look at that. Thank you, Freak Show. I appreciate the help. All right. Location number 3, South Africa. Okay, I know where South Africa is, but I do not know this city. I've never heard of it a day in my life. I only know Johannesburg. That's it. Dial.gg. I don't know what that is. And I feel a little weary clicking on the link. West. You think Durban, South Africa is in the west of South Africa? Durban, South Africa is the city that we're looking for. I know this is South Africa. That's easy. I don't know where Durban is. What is dial.gg? What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know. I'm gonna say right here. Oh, okay. Wow, it was all the way on the other coast. Yikes. Are you better at Wordle? I mean, yeah, we just had a really fantastic Wordle, actually. Okay, another African country, Nigeria. I know where Nigeria is. It's right here. It's like at the curve. because it's Nigeria and Niger. I think that's how you pronounce it. Like this is in this area, and so is Cameroon. Here's Cote d'Ivoire. Ghana is over here somewhere as well. This is where playing FIFA really comes in clutch. I think, yeah, like these look like one of these has got to be. What's the major city in Nigeria? I mean, we're not looking for it, obviously. We're looking for Abuja? Abuja? I don't know. I'm just going to say right here, right in the middle here. Okay. I was in Nigeria, but it was more central. But that's not bad. 91. I'll take that. And then, okay, so this is the last one, right? So it's supposed to be the hardest one. Georgia, but the country, not the state. I know Georgia's in Europe. Eastern Europe? Okay. Here's Turkey. Here's Greece. Here's Italy. And then this blob right here. Whew, good luck. I couldn't tell you. Right, here's France. Here's Germany, Denmark. What is this? Netherlands? Holland? Yeah. It's by Albania. Brother, that doesn't help. It's by Albania. What? Oh, yeah, let me just very easily find Albania on this map. I'm way too west? I don't think I am. I think it's around, what is this? What sea is this? Is this the Red Sea? The Black Sea? Find Poland. I mean, Poland is somewhere over here. I don't think Georgia is over here, though. Because this whole bit, right? Like, these are the Nordic countries. Here's Finland, Norway, Sweden. This is like, I can't remember their names, but I know it's not, I feel like Georgia is more like, I feel like Georgia's around here. To the right of the sea. I'm going to trust the European. That's what I thought. I thought it was like in this area right here. Because here's Turkey. And then it's not Middle East. Well, I don't know. This is like, again, I'm only using the FIFA soccer games as my reference point. Like, I know Georgia is in UEFA, so I know they play with European countries, just like Turkey does. Right? Isn't Turkey UEFA, or is Turkey Asia? Yeah, Azerbaijan. It's by, okay, but again, you say that like I should know where Azerbaijan is off the top of my head. What is, oh, it's by Azerbaijan. What? Turkey does fall into UEFA. Okay, Turkey does fall into UEFA. That's what I thought. Ooh, I got a message. Uh-oh. Are we not getting a game too? Is that why? Oh, okay. Now I've lost Disky. Okay, I don't think we're getting we were close. We were close. See that corridor of land between two bodies of water? I think it's there. All the children did leave my VC, yes. Out of context. That's, yeah. Yeah, I think it's right here somewhere. So I'm just going to go like in the middle. Okay. Yeah. Look. That's a pretty good score. 926. That's a really good score. Really good score. Although I feel like this one was easy, right? Like Fort Wayne, Indiana, that's pretty easy. Paris, that's pretty easy. Nigeria and South Africa, those are pretty easy. Georgia was the hardest one. And through the power of chat, we did it. Azerbaijan further east. It's crazy that that is your reference point. All right. Let me just double check. So no game 2. Jenna and I do one on art, place, and time. So hard. Yeah, I would get 0 of those. I know 0 about art like that. The name of this game is called MapTag. Maptag.gg. Very fun game. Very fun game. I play it every day. Oh, not an ad. Can I dismiss it? Did I get rid of the ad? Did it work? All right. So I have got confirmation we are not getting a Anthropium. Interesting. I've gotten confirmation that we are not getting game 2. So no game 2, just the game 1. So I guess I will. This is not Backyard Sports Center content, so I should really. We've done as much waiting as we possibly can. So I am going to end the stream here. But thank you so much for hanging out on probably one of the most interesting Backyard Sports Center streams we've had in a very long time. We hope to have a game 3 of this series if it comes to it. Fingers crossed, right? I'm not going to openly root against William, but MapTag, T-A-G. Hopefully we have a game 3, but we'll have some more playoff action here for you on the Backyard Sports Center. Some more rBBL playoff action coming your way in the next few days and few weeks as we progress deeper into the exam results tomorrow. You got this, Pickle Boom. You got this. I believe in you. Smartest pickle there is. But we also have some Backyard Football Online League Super Colossal Cereal Bowl championship action coming your way in both the front yard and the backyard leagues. We'll have those for you in the next week or two. So a lot of action here on the Backyard Sports Center, a lot of playoff action, a lot of high leverage action. But I appreciate you hanging out. I appreciate you dealing with the technical difficulties and all that good stuff. It was still a fun stream given everything, but we hope to see you back soon. This is Ben Bath Beyond, and hope you have a great rest of your evening, Backyard Sports fans.